Hey, I'm back with Basement Tapes number 301. And I got myself into a pickle here. So let me rearrange. 301, 301, 301. Going to talk about the 1977 RC Cola set. And I was gifted a few of these in a big old box from Mark Hoyle up there in Boston. I assume he had drank them himself, and we have a little DNA on the lip of those cups or those cans, I guess. So let me share my screens. Anyway, I have 8 of them, and they're fun to display. I have a brother who collects beer cans, and he kind of screwed that up because they take up a lot of space. But if you have a couple RC Cola cans with some baseball players on it, looks great. If you have some Canada Dries, which I have, that's DRY with an added S for your pleasure. Fun to look at, but these are of course, the RC Cola cans. Let's get over to Becket here. It says there's 71 of them, average value $3.32, $235.50 total value. A set of these is going to take up some room, and it's going to cost you $100 to $200. Beckett says this 70 can set features black and white player head photos in white circles measuring 2.5 inches in diameter with no insignia on their caps, indicating RC didn't pay the teams for the rights to reproduce the logos. The player's name was printed in red, and player information was printed in black in a rectangle below the picture. The cans are unnumbered and checklisted below in alphabetical order. Cans open from the bottom are worth twice the prices below. So let's look at the top 3 here, according to Beckett, price-wise. Of course, Sal Bando, Captain Sal leads us off. George Brett, Mike Schmidt. And then we have a stranglehold there on third place between Pete Rose, Tom Seaver, and Robin Yount with Bench and Yaz. On the outside looking in, let's go over to, let's not go to TCDB because they don't recognize the authority of these RC Cola cans. For some odd reason, they recognize the stupid Pinnacle cans from the 90s, but not these things that actually produced bubbly, acidic, orgasmic pleasure in your mouth in real time. And again, these are survivors, right? You open a can of soda and you toss it to the side of the road, perhaps, or crush the can, because crushing cans was fun too. So difficult to find these, I imagine, in really good condition, but here is a bunch of them on eBay. Let's look at some images, shall we? Clearly see these bad boys. Look, there's Steve Garvey. There's the RC Cola Crowns. Rod Carew, Steve Garvey there. These were real cans. I believe they're steel cans. They're not aluminum, if I'm not mistaken. So I could be wrong. I should probably play with them more to find out. But here's Peter Rose. There's his card right there, or his can. His image and all that stuff there, as they say, in a circle on the side of the can has all his pertinent information. Let me look at an eBay situation here. Maybe I get a nice zoomed in. There we go. Bert Campaneris, Texas Rangers at this point. Shortstop, All-Star 68, 72 through 75. 1976 batting average was 256. Lifetime batting average was 262. Bats right, throws right. 13 years pro, they're telling us there. So yippee, yippee, joy, joy. Can we look at eBay? And we'll look at these guys here. So there you see Rod Carew next to Garvey, the Garvinator. There's Sal Bando. Look at that mustache. 12 fluid ounces you got with this, folks. So forget about that 1/5 of an ounce of bubble gum. This was 12 fluid ounces of sugar right into your veins, mainlining this stuff. All sorts of fun little information there. Johnny Bench, we chat him up a little bit. Vita Blue tells us when he was an all-star, his one-loss record, all that stuff. So there's Bobby Bonds. He was a pretty big deal in the 70s, 71, 73, 75 all-star. Lifetime batting average 265, lifetime batting 76 batting average 265, lifetime 273. Larry Boa, the mustachioed Larry Boa, he batted both sides, left and right. Of course, Major League Baseball Players Association logo there on the bottom. I'm not sure if our friend Mike Schechter had anything to do with this. Steve Braun, right? Just thrown in there with a bunch of great players. Steve Braun, George Brett, Lou Brock again. Jose Cardinal was everywhere in the 70s. 1976 batting average was 299. I assume he was a Cardinal. No, he was a Cub back then, so that would have been too fun. Rod Carew, Dave Cash, Bert Campaneris, we talked about, Cesar Cedeno, Ron Say, Chris Chambliss, Dave Concepcion, Fidrich. So we got a bird sighting there. 19-9 in 1976, huh? 1 year pro. So this guy was on everything. They put him, slap that face on everything. George Foster, Wayne Garland, Ralph Garr. Wayne Garland's one of those guys that kind of had to make a card. He won 20. He was 20-7 in 1976, his big year, I guess. But he was the guy that the Indians would throw out there on the oddball stuff. Ralph Garr, there's the Garvinator. Ken Griffey Sr., Bobby Gritch, Catfish Hunter, Randy Jones, Dave LaRoche, Ron LaFleur, a lot of French people there. Fred Lynn, Greg Luzinski. He is not French, but he is the bull. And he had a 304 average in 76, mid-70s. Greg Luzinski was as feared as any player in the big leagues while at bat. John Matlack, Big McBride, future World Series champion with the Philadelphia Phillies. Hal McRae, Andy Messersmith, John Monefusco, San Francisco representative for most of these oddball stuff. Joe Morgan, double Joe Morgan. There's Munson, Palmer, Parker, Freddie Patek, Marty Perez. Wow, what a great opportunity for Marty Perez to run out his lifetime batting average of 248 to all the boys and girls drinking the RC Cola. Tony Perez, Gaylord Perry, J.R. Richard, Pete Rose, Joe Rudy, Tom Seaver, Don Sutton having a heck of a time. Don Sutton played baseball for 35 years, 70, maybe 70 years, and never won a championship. All those Dodgers teams never won a championship. Tail end of the Koufax era, and traded just before the 81 madness for the Dodgers. Schmitty there, coming out of his shell with a couple all-star appearances. He wasn't there for average. He was there to exceed the outfield wall with the baseball. There's Gene Tennis, not Gene Tenants, just Gene Tennis at this point. Louis Tiant, Ellis Valentine of the Montreal Expos, Ellis Valentine, Warren Cromartie, and Andre Dawson patrolling Olympic Stadium's vast outfield square footage or square meterage. Claudel Washington there's our guy, Carl Yastrzemski, followed by Robin Yount and Richie Zisk. So that's a nice little run through the RC Cola cans of yesteryear, 1977. I liked RC Cola. They bottled some of that in Norristown, PA, which incidentally is the home of everyone's friend, Tommy Lasorda. So that's what I think of when I think of RC Cola. I think of these cans, but I also think of the field trip to the RC Cola plant to watch them bottle up some of that caramel tinted greatness that would rot your teeth as soon as you popped the can off of there, the tab, as they say. And I think these are old school tabs. You take your tab off, you put it right inside your can. That's how we recycled back in the day. Tab in the can, possibly ends up in your mouth at some point, but who cares? We're saving the environment if we're not saving our esophagus. So anyway, Basement Tapes number 301. Thanks to all for participating, both emotionally and spiritually. Take care, everybody.